Sukuigar Nervad, and welcome back to the channel, my friends. I'm Gung Guns, Mandalorian chef, part-time blaster mechanic, full-time mustache of Mandalore. And yes, I do saute my enemies before I loot them. Now, due to an overwhelming number of requests from our community after people hit level 80 and suddenly realize they're dressed like a Jawa at a Senate meeting, today's SWTOR video is your one-stop guide to endgame gearing. I'm going to show you exactly what you have to do, where you have to go, what buttons you have to push, and how to not waste your time fumbling around like a blind womp rat at a spice den. Whether you're gearing for raids, PvP, or you just want to look really cool, I got you. So grab yourself a cup of calf, or maybe something a bit stronger that has a little kick to it, and strap yourself in. This is the ride to greatness, and I'm driving. Let's go, legends. Looking for like-minded lunatics to play SWTOR with? Then why not join the Mando community? We're on the Starforge server, and we've been around since the Star Wars Galaxy days, back when blasters overheated and the cantina was the real endgame. We run everything: PvE, operation, dungeons, weekly world bosses, PvP, duels, bounties, you name it. If it explodes, we're probably already there. So if you want a crew that actually plays and isn't just standing around on fleet quoting Revan, then join Mando. Discord is in the bio. Strapping is going to get loud. All right. Thank you for being here, my friends. I very much appreciate you. First off, I want to say congratulations on hitting level 80, you legend. Wait, what's that? You're not level 80 yet? Well, then go on, shoot, go away. Come back once you stop babysitting side quests and actually finish your main storyline like a proper galactic champion. I'll wait. I'm just kidding. You are level 80 now, and you're probably thinking, what the hell do I do now? Well, it's gearing time. That's right, no more fighting with outdated shoulder pads and a blaster from your cousin's garage sale. We're going full Mando makeover. Top to bottom, bling to boom boom. And this guide, by the way, guys, is the fastest and most efficient way to gear up to endgame gear. I'm going to break this gear leveling guide into 3 different sections. Feel free to jump around on which ones that you need. We're going to start off with part A, which is the core gear. This is your meat and potatoes, your weapons, your armor, and the little mods that slot into both of them. These are like your big ticket items, the reason enemies cry before you hit them. Then we're going to go to part B, which is your accessories. We're talking 2 relics, 2 implants, 1 tactical. Pretty much what kind of completes your build, if you will. And finally, we're going to go part 3, or part C, if you will, and these are augments. Augments technically count as modifications, but they're such a colossal pain in the Beskar, if you know what I mean, that they deserve their own category. These things can be very expensive, annoying to make, and 100% worth it. I'm going to cover all that stuff, so you can just go ahead and follow this guide and get to endgame ASAP. All right, my friends, let's start with part A, which is kind of like the core weapons and armor gear that you need. Also accessories, you can do both here. As soon as you hit level 80, you should look and go on the fleet ASAP and look for the supply section of the fleet. On the Imperial side, it is located right over here to the north. It is the top north room in the supply section. I believe on the Republic is the opposite way. Anyway, once you get to the supply section, look for the north end room, and you're going to find yourself in the supply section right here with a bunch of vendors that you're going to need, etc., right? It could be a lot, but I promise you we're going to make this look super easy. The very first thing that you should do, like the number 1 thing, we'll put it in steps. So number 1, you need to find this Lonar Edwin right here, the purple fat Twi'lek for the implant researcher title. On the Republic side, I should say something similar, okay? Anyway, you need to talk to him, and he's going to give you a quest. Oh, let me put this Rodian away. He's going to give you a quest to unlock some sort of key, right? And it'll be like 0 out of 100. What you need to do then is you need to do PvP, you need to do flashpoints, etc., and every time that you do one, that key fills up. Once you fill it to 100, you come back to him and talk to him, and he is going to go ahead and unlock that quest for you. Now, once you finish the quest, this droid right here is going to appear for you then, and you'll be able to talk to this droid. And this droid, by the way, has your implants. What implants are in SWTOR is like those old school bonus armor sets that you used to get in other MMOs, like where you wear 5 pieces and then you get this effect. In SWTOR, It's just implants. You can actually wear 2 per character, so choose wisely, but this is where you get them. You need to finish this quest to unlock them. All right, let's start with the gear now and how to actually move up your gear to 340 and 344 eventually for endgame gearing. The second thing that you should do after getting the implant researcher quest while you're here is you want to talk to Kyla Thane. Let me put this Rodian away one more time. It keeps coming up. I don't know why. Anyway, you can talk to Kyla, and you need to buy a full set of starter green gear. And these, by the way, cost some credits. It's very cheap, and it costs 20 commendations or conquest commendations for the weapons, and I think 10 for the gear, and et cetera, et cetera. It's very cheap. And by the way, if you go to your currency, you can find your conquest commendations here. Now, here is what I recommend and how to actually get the top conquest commendations as fast as you can. If you go to your conquest, if you're hitting L, you can actually see it right here. Now, if you have joined a guild, which is really what I recommend here, you can join a guild, and if you hit just the basic 100,000 conquest in a week, which is like 2-3 flashpoints, you are going to get 200 conquest commendations and some tech frags and some money. And by the way, you can do this super, super easy. It literally take you like 30 minutes to do this. That's how I do most of my conquest commendations, but honestly, you get them from doing heroics, dailies, all that stuff. But I like to do the guild thing. Anyway, once you have enough, I think you'll need about 200 to 400 conquest commendations, you need to buy yourself a full set of gear here. Every piece that you're going to need, including, let me actually go over to my character sheet. You're going to buy 2 weapons, 7 pieces of gear, and you're going to buy an earpiece, 2 implants, and 2 relics as well from Kyla here. Now, if you have extra commendations here, you can go to the lady next to her, Tina, and you can just upgrade them all the way as however you want to do it. Do you need to do this? No, but does it help? Sure. Okay, so that's part 2, is getting kind of ready for the next part. It's getting some sort of gear on you. Part 3. Now here is the grind, pretty much. That the only grind, one of the only grinds that you have to do in this game that's not as enjoyable. And it revolves around these flashpoint gear vendor courses right here, core Chris right here. Now, here, once you have the green gear, this is part 3 or step 3, if you will. You talk to Core Chris, or if you just want to start running flashpoints here, you can. But he is a vendor where you can actually buy yourself a blue piece of gear. I recommend either the bracers or the belt because they cost the least amount, etc., etc. But you need just one piece. Let me say that one more time. Do not buy a full set of gear. Do not waste your time on this. You just need one piece. You can either loot it from a flashpoint or you can buy it from him directly. Okay? Just one piece. I don't have any on me. Actually, I do right here. So this is what I just looted, just from an operation. For you, it'll say something like Supreme Decurion. Anyway, you just want that one piece of gear, okay? And you want it from these people right here. And after that, all you have to do is you have to just run flashpoints, okay? You're going to run flashpoints and farm FP1 stabilizers. This is the flashpoint currency, okay? With FP1 stabilizers, you can upgrade that one piece by talking to Gila here, as you see right here, and I can upgrade it all the way to, it's 328 now. You can upgrade this to 340, okay? And it's not going to take you long. It's going to take you maybe a day or two, but this is like the bad grind, or the only grind for gear, the most efficient way. So you can also, while you're running flashpoints, it's going to drop a bunch of stuff. I recommend that you do deconstruction and you just throw everything in here. Just like so, and it's going to give you all the, more FP1 stabilizers, etc. So like really you get 10, right? So you're going to get more and more just by, deconstructing it, and you're going to get more of those FP1 stabilizers. And then every other time you're going to come to Gila and you're going to start upgrading that piece. The main point here is you're just going to run flashpoints until you get to 340 on that one piece of gear. Okay, that's the most important part. You got to get that 340 on that one blue item. After that, you are going to come to this third room right here, which says hide right here. You are going to find the Rodian brothers. Once you have found the Rodian brothers, you're going to talk to Hyde. And Hyde is going to give you like a quest chain. Okay, let me actually see if I can just run through it so I can show you what they look like. There'll be a bunch of different options. You can just press one till you get to it. I mean, and here we go. So he's going to give you a bunch of artifact, prototype, and artifact quests. I only have like one or two left because I don't really need to do these because I'm already 340, right? But you should see a lot more. What you're actually looking for, keep this in mind, it's very important, is 340 prototype. Okay, like this one right here, it says prototype. You are looking for 340 prototype. That's very important that you select that one. Okay. Now, once you selected that quest, you get a 340 prototype. Make sure that you put it up here so you see it. You are then going to feed that one item of gear that you have that's 340 blue into it, and it'll complete the quest. Once you have completed the quest, your gearing is at the end, my friends. After that, all you really have to do is talk to Zeke, and Zeke now is going to, let me actually do this. Always make sure to put the middle to all, by the way, so it shows you all the implants and stuff or the mods that he has. Anyway, I have purple, right? Because I did the purple one, the artifact. But for you, for starting off, you're going to see only blue. And you're going to see blue mods, blue enhancements, literally for everything. This is how you gear up to 340 ASAP in blue gear. This gear, by the way, in blue is good enough for you to do any operation, even veteran operations, and do really good damage, okay? So just with this, you can buy yourself barrels, as you see right here. If you are playing a Jedi class, you can buy hilt, you can buy mods that you're going to need, you can buy enhancements for, crit, accuracy, and the green ones, I believe, are for alacrity, right? And again, they'll be blue, but they'll be 340. So you're going to buy, and this is going to be very cheap, and you're going to buy these with credits. And you'll be able to just put any kind of shells, as you see right here. For example, I did this one. As you see, it's just a basic armor, and I input all these things in here that you're going to need, like these mods, armories, etc. And you're going to make your own 340 gear. And this gear, like I said, is actually really, really good. It'll be enough for you to do any operation, at least in veteran mode. Story mode for sure, PvP, etc., you're going to be able to kill it very, very easy. Now, since we are still in part A, the core gear, let's talk about how to then go from 340 blue to 344 gear, just like so, okay? And again, here is a bonus option for you guys, and I actually recommend you guys do this. So once you have full 340 blue gear, again, it's super, super good gear for the next step. Now, again, this is a bonus, but I definitely recommend it because if you get one character that has these quests done with these brothers, you can actually buy all the mods on this character, put it in your legacy bank, and then take it on your alts. And then all of your alts will also be 340, gear, which is like a quick way of gearing all your characters just by doing it on one character. Anyway, let's go talk to Mr. Hyde here. So if you talk to Mr. Hyde one more time, and then you pick up the 340 artifact quest, that is purple, okay? Same thing, right? You will need to do, and then it will unlock just the enhancements. Okay, the mods and the armorings, the barrels, etc., those will always stay blue. However, you can unlock enhancements that are 340, just like so. 340 enhancements that are purple. And this gear, by the way, is equal to the 340 gear that you can loot from raids then. That purple enhancement, the stats will be 100% the same as the gear that you get from 340 raids, which is like the high end game raids, and the 340 gear that you can make. The stats are exactly the same. So again, if you want to do this is like a bonus option. You don't actually have to do this, but I definitely recommend it. It's the same way, right? What you do is you pick up that artifact quest, then you make your way all the way to the same room over here. All right, once you are back in this room, we see the operational gear vendors right over here. Now, really quick before we actually talk to them, let me show you a few things. So right now, OP1 Catalyst in your currency, this is the operational tokens, by the way. And if you talk to Sid Reed right over here, you will be able to actually buy yourself purple Rakata gear, or whatever the gear is for your class over here between weapons, and it will start at 324. That's the bad part, but it will be purple endgame gear at 324. And then you can actually upgrade these. If you buy a piece, for example, from this guy, you can go over to the next guy right over here, and it will easily upgrade to 344. And as you see here, it only takes like 60 OP1 catalyst and like 80,000 credits. And as you see, these OP1 catalysts are super easy to get if you run story mode operations. This is what I recommend doing, by the way. Note, I want to actually show you guys something just so you guys can kind of understand it. Over here on our lockout screen, as you see right here, most of these raids or operations, if you will, have 3 different difficulties. As you see, they have the master mode, the middle one is the veteran mode, and then they have the story mode, which is story mode, by the way, opens up. You can do it once per day. It unlocks you for once a day. Veteran mode and hard mode, or master mode, if you will, these are once a week lockouts. As you see right here, I have done it. It's not going to open up until Tuesday, which totally sucks, but that's okay. Now, the reason why I bring this up, when you do story mode operations, no matter at what level they are, level 80, or what your gear is, it will only drop green gear. It's not what we're looking for. Veteran mode is the same way. It's super, super difficult, but again, it will only drop blue gear. Only by doing master mode, or NIM as people call it, nightmare raiding, does it actually drop the purple items. But those are just super, super hard to do. And as you see, a lot of people in the server, what they do is they do Dash Rude from Scum and Villainy and Dread Fortress on master mode, which is again the NIM modes. These are the 2 easiest bosses to fight. This is how people, gear up the easy way and get purple drops once a week per character, by the way. Okay, now I don't recommend doing this. Maybe Nephra and Dash I recommend doing, but if you are in green gear or blue gear, there's no way you're going to be able to do the master modes. Those are just too hard for you. Okay, so what I recommend doing is, again, flash or operations and story mode, and then you just come to this guy and you upgrade it to 340. Now, if you want those enhancements that I showed you about earlier, those purple ones, you have to sacrifice one piece of 340 Rakata gear to him, and then you will unlock those enhancements for 340 that you can buy in with credits from the Rhodian. Again, optional. You don't have to do that, but I definitely recommend it. So this is how you will get 344 operational gear. That is the end game gear. It does not get better than that. Okay. I also want to talk, now that we're here, as you see, let me actually go back to my character sheet. So now you know how to get 344 weapons, 344 armor, and all that good stuff, including your earpiece and your relics as well are the same thing that the gear is. Now let's talk implants. So implants, again, are from this little guy right here. After you finish the quest, he will unlock, and you'll be able to actually buy with tech frags. Now, tech frags you can either get, like I said, if you go back to those Conquest, when you beat or get that 100,000, you unlock 500 tech frags. But the easiest way to get them is by doing story mode operations. They drop from each boss fight that you kill. They'll drop a bunch of them. So this is the only way to get them. So after that, you're going to come to this little droid, and you're going to pick 2 of the implants that are best in slot for you. For example, I'm a Merc. Concentrated Fire I use on all my abilities, so I would buy it at 326. And then you would come back to him and upgrade it to 340, just like so. And then the other one as well. So you would buy 2 of them and then upgrade one at a time to 340. So by this guy, now you know how to get your implants as well. So this is pretty much going to complete your gear apart from the tactical. Now, the tactical is very important too, and I suggest getting that ASAP. As soon as you unlock your implants, I suggest getting tactical. And that is from this guy right here, More of the Reaper. It is the room right next to the supply section. He sells all of the implants or the tacticals. You can make sure to hit all. And then you can buy them for 3,000 tech frags and 1 million credits. And depending on which one you're using, like for example, on my IO Merc, the energized charges is best in slot, and then the SC4 is the one that I'm using now, is the best in slot for the healer, just like so. You would find out which one's best for your class, and that will complete how you get all of your accessories and all of your weapons. All right, now let's finish this up and actually talk about the augments. So part C here. Augments are pretty much the end game, min-maxing, gearing your character to do the most damage output or healing or tanking or whatever it is you're trying to do. Augments is how you finalize that gear. So if I go over to, for example, my headpiece right here, you will notice at the very bottom, I have an augment kit, which unlocks the augment slot for each piece of your gear here. And then you have the augment itself. Now, everything in here gets an augment apart from your tactical. That is 14 items, by the way. Okay. Now, there's a bunch of different augments that you can buy. For example, most people only use the critical ones, the alacrity ones, and the accuracy ones because you want to push over those thresholds. So let me go kind of over really quick and maybe do a loadout just to kind of show you. So if I go to my DPS class right here, this, by the way, is what I use for raiding. Okay, this is for raiding in this game. Now, if I go to my details, you will see that I have an accuracy of 2700. What that means is that I am pushing that 110 accuracy, so I never miss in a raid. And then alacrity, I have 2154. You only really need 2054, the 7.15%. And what that is to get that 1.4 GCD. The reason, again, I bring this up is the augments are used to make sure that you get over that number when you are finalizing your gear. So once you complete your gear, okay, and you're noticing when you look at your stats, you're going to notice that you're not really, you don't have these numbers or you have too many here or blah, 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 whatever it is, right? What you want to do then is you want to kind of get 2694 for PvE, by the way, 2694 accuracy. You want to kind of get right below that. And then you want to use one or two augments to push it over that threshold. Same thing for alacrity. You want to get as close as possible to 2054 and then use one or two augments to push it over that threshold. And then all the other augments you want to push into critical. That's the strategy that I use. Okay. And these augments, if you come to the, to the GTN right here, on the GTN in category, if you go over to item modification and then you go right here to subcategory to augment, and let's just, for example, say crit. Okay. And what we're going to do is we are just going to say levels, level 70. Let's play with the purple ones. These guys, right? These are the purple ones here are still, they're not as expensive as they used to be. As you see right here, they're like 300,000. There's some for like 7-8 million, but honestly, you can buy these level 30. These are level 73 ones. I know a lot of people don't, the blue ones, I should say, these are really good starter augments. Okay, the 73s, they're very inexpensive, but they give you, as you see right here, they give you 95, critical or alacrity or whatever you're trying to do. This is what I suggest doing, guys. I at least suggest starting off with the blues. They're very easy to get. There's a bunch for sale, and you can buy them for 300,000 credits. Okay, and then eventually move on to purple, and then get the big ones. You can also craft these. There's 3-4 crafters you can find online how to actually craft them and craft them yourselves. However, when you're starting out, I just genuinely think, and I would recommend that you come over here and you buy the blue 73 level 73s. They're augment 73s. They're blue, and they give you 95. They're very inexpensive. And you also, if I do MK11 just like so, I might have to actually reset this. If you type in MK11, they have these kits right here. Now, I suggest you buy a bunch of them or craft them yourself, but at least buy 14 so you can equip them, put that augment in there. Now, here is a disclaimer, really quick, guys. So when you are upgrading gear, let me go to it. For example, if you're upgrading this gear, especially implants, when you upgrade it, if you do not remove, because remember, you can actually remove this augment just like so, and then you can put it back when you're ready. It just costs a few extra coins. Before you upgrade anything, I suggest taking that augment and putting it in your inventory so you don't lose it. And then you upgrade that gear, and then you get another kit, put it in there, and unlock it. You will only lose a kit. The kits are very inexpensive. You will keep the augment. I suggest augmenting your gear as soon as you get 340 blue gear. It's really going to help you progress to the next level. I definitely suggest it. Definitely get it going as soon as you can and get those blue augments in. And again, one more time, when you are upgrading, your Rakata gear or your weapons, especially your implants, because I can't even tell you how many times I've lost a gold augment. I would forget to take it out. I would upgrade it and it would eat the augment, and there's no way to get that back. So before you upgrade, make sure just to take that augment, put it away. It costs 75,000. put it away, and then when you after you upgrade it, put it back in, and you are set to go. So again, that is how you do the augments. I definitely, like I said, I recommend putting it in right away and getting that getting your stats up there, as quickly as possible. All right, and that concludes this video. I don't think I forgot anything, and I hope what I said kind of makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you need more help. Now, you guys are more than welcome to join our Discord. We actually have a written guide that we wrote many, many years ago for our Mando folk for this, and we can definitely help you walk you through this if you need more assistance. But definitely comment and let me know what you guys think. Again, if you have questions, I hope that this really did help. Anyway, thank you guys again for watching. I really appreciate you. Go Mando. Don't forget to join us, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, Amanda.